Now let's look at the ulna. So we know that this is the ulna because it has that big U at the top, or it kind of looks like almost like a cobra or like a wrench. So that's the ulna. I'll just look for that big U at the top. For the ulna, so this part right here, that curve, is called the trochlear notch. And the reason it's called the trochlear notch is because, so first the ulna is the medial bone of the forearm, right? So this is the medial side because we have the medial epicondyle of the humerus. This is anterior coronoid fossa of the humerus. So this is the trochlear notch because remember that spool of thread that's on its side right here, that trochlea? This is the trochlear notch. So it's the notch that accommodates the trochlea so that you can bend your elbow, okay? So the trochlear notch accommodates the trochlea of the humerus. Now, and from the trochlear notch, the anterior part, this little bottom part sticking up right here, that's the coronoid process. Remember, we have the coronoid fossa. So that's the dip where the process, that's the dip that accommodates the process. Coronoid fossa on the humerus, coronoid process on the ulna. And if you do look at the back, it's the same idea. We have the olecranon fossa on the humerus, we have the olecranon fossa on the humerus, and we have the olecranon process, this whole part, the like top of the cobra head, on the ulna. So olecranon process goes in the olecranon fossa, and the coronoid process goes in the coronoid fossa. And again, the trochlea goes in the trochlear notch. So they're all related. Then two other parts of the humerus that we need to know. This little part here, this smooth little part that's going to accommodate the head of the radius, that's the radial notch, a notch for the radius. And then down here, the little stiletto heel. So three things have a stiletto heel, right? The temporal bone has, so here's the little stiletto heel on the end of the ulna. That's the styloid process of the ulna, okay? So those landmarks again are, so again, this bone with the U shape at the top is the ulna. We have the most superior part is the olecranon process. Then we have the coronoid process. Then we have the trochlear notch. We have the radial notch, going to be on the lateral side. And then we have the styloid process, this little part sticking off.